back, kid. Good to be back. That's 3 days I'd rather not repeat.
3 days? You were gone a month.
What?
You're both right. Apparently time moves at a different pace in the universe you are being held in.
Well, the important thing is, I'm back, we kick ass, and I'm looking forward to a nice long vacation.
Wait. Aren't we forgetting something? The review!
I think those kids are gonna be okay.
Do you ever actually light that cigarette?
Shut up. Hello and welcome to
I already did that.
Oh, where are we and what are we doing?
We're about halfway through the Ewoks #9 comic.
An Ewoks comic?
Oh, just roll with it. But then a mysterious purple scaled arm that magically turns green in the next shot drags Wicket into an underground cave where he can breathe again. Of course, T-Bow is already there and fine after nearly drowning to death. Uh-oh, I feel some whimsy coming on!
It turns out Wicket and T-Bow were saved by the fish clones of Casper the Friendly Ghost, who also happen to speak the same language and have the same type of pearls T-Bow was after. Why, this is certainly convenient. By the way, I can only imagine how bad this cave must stink. Rotting fish mixed with wet teddy bear.
They make their introductions, and we learn that the fish person, seriously, the fish people are never given a name. That's how unimportant they are. Who saved them is named Squick. So now we have Wicket, T-Bow, and Squick. Ugh, this is like a book for rejected Dr. Seuss characters. The two Ewoks notice that the cavern is filled with glowing pearls, and Squick notices them eyeing the orbs.
I see you've taken a shine to our pearls.
Hi-oh!
Squick offers one to the Ewoks, causing T-Bow to suddenly start floating. Weird. When T-Bow says that he never realized how easy it would be to make a fortune, the fish people start laughing. Squick takes the pearl and cuts it up, explaining that the pearls are, in fact, their main source of food. Of course, the Ewoks are unable to bite into them, and Squick decides to show them their most prized possession, a red pearl that causes the other pearls to grow from the rocks. I'm hoping that this takes a dark turn where we learn that the pearls are radioactive and the fish people are actually mutants bent on world domination.
But before they can ask anything else, something starts bubbling up from the water, and they have to hide the pearl. It turns out to be a creature from the Black Lagoon type monster thing riding on a sea serpent. It's Orkan! Sounds like a World of Warcraft convention. Who's Orkan? An evil tyrant who has only one thing in mind.
Real estate development?
Sex on the first date?
Also, his sea serpent can shoot lasers. Squick tells the two that they surrender their food pearls to Orkan whenever he shows up, but T-Bow is angered by this and storms off to confront Orkan.
Uh-oh, shit just got real. T-Bow is gonna come and mess you up.
The Ewoks try to convince Orkan to not take so much of the food, but instead he decides to just have his sea serpent's lasers go into rapid fire. We also learn that he controls the serpent with his trident thanks to the expositional cries of Squick. Thanks for getting that plot point out of the way. Orkan sees the red pearl and grabs it. Its power will make me invincible!
Yes! I am invincible!
Wicket once again tries to intervene, saying that the fish people will die without the red pearl, but Orkan doesn't care. My heart is breaking, and he'd like to arrange to see you again.
Wicket promises the fish people that they'll help get the pearl back, and spots some bubble-shaped plants that weren't there a minute ago. Hollowing out the plants, they shove them on their heads so that they can act as air helmets. That doesn't even begin to make sense, but let's just try not to question these things. Squick summons up some giant seahorses for the Ewoks to ride as they storm Orkan's underwater fortress. Just imagine being Orkan and seeing the horrifying might of 2 teddy bears on seahorses coming right at you. Ah! How did you...
It's best not to ask, it's just what the bear does. They sneak past the sea serpent, who is supposedly sleeping, but personally I think he looks stoned, and find Orkan monologuing to himself. However, they then proceed to loudly announce their presence and charge right at Orkan, knocking him off of his feet despite seeing them coming. Worst tyrant ever. They get the pearl back and start running away, but Orkan summons his laser-shooting sea serpent. The three make a hasty plan to get the trident away from Orkan, but he spots their attempt at distracting him right away. In order to save the Ewoks, Squick tosses the red pearl at Orkan, the sea serpent blasting it to protect its master. With Orkan even more distracted by the loss of the pearl, the Ewoks get the trident away and take control of the sea serpent.
Naturally, while the sea serpent starts blasting Orkan, they decide to just leave the trident in the cave and return to the other fish people. However, on the way, they discover the blue pearl that started this whole mess and bring it back to them. To their surprise, the blue pearl is even more radioactive than the red one, making the food pearls glow even brighter. Let's celebrate with some traditional Ewok music!
And so the comic ends with Squick giving the two a food pearl as thanks for helping them stop Orkan, but T-Bow says, "Thanks, but no thanks. I think I've had all the pearls I can stomach for one day." Say, Iron Liz!
Yes, Linkara?
How does an Ewok cross the road?
I don't know! How does an Ewok cross the road?
He Ewoks! This comic sucks!
Admittedly, it's for little kids, but why should that be an excuse for subpar storytelling, no characterization outside of the Care Bear rejects, and the action is about as satisfying as the last time the Ewoks were engaged in any form of military action?
So I don't suppose you'd like to stick around and, I don't know, review a couple of things while I get caught up, would you?
Nah, to be honest, comics really aren't my thing. I prefer RPGs.
How did you make the text appear like that?
How did you do it with the Ewoks joke?
Ah, touché.
I see the lightning strike the trees when my love moves away from me. I hear the thunder roaring by the rivers of salty tears you cry. My heart is breaking down, and I like to arrange to see you again. I can't go on without you, so don't be too long, 'cause my heart is strong. Ain't got no sugar in my coffee, the times are hard, ain't got the right chords. My cup is running over, my coffee's cold, yeah, I'm really so. My heart is breaking down, and I'd like to arrange to see you again. I can't go on without you, so don't be too long, 'cause my heart is strong.
Report my shade. So this world's champion has escaped. No matter. The entity has fled to this universe, and so I set my gaze upon it. And all that I see, I